It's 3 a.m. again. The house is dark. You move like a ghost, careful not to wake anyone, and you shuffle to the bathroom. You stand there, hands on the porcelain, waiting, and all you get is a weak, frustrating trickle. You go back to bed. 90 minutes later, the urge again. You rise. You urinate again. Your night is fractured into pieces. You're exhausted in the morning. You can't focus at work. And privately, you wonder the same terrible questions. Is this just age? Am I losing my manhood? Is something serious wrong with my prostate? First, breathe. This isn't shameful. You're not weak for getting older. You're not a failure because your bladder wakes you up. I hear this every day in clinic. Men feel embarrassed, but most of the stories I hear are the same. Weak stream, the feeling of not emptying, frequent nights, and a growing dread of surgery. Doctors often reassure you. It's normal with age. The prostate enlarges, you get up at night more. That's part of the story, but it's not the whole story. There's a hidden piece that rarely gets said out loud, a piece that changes how we understand what's happening and how we fix it. What if your prostate isn't simply growing like a passive lawn? What if, over time, it's being slowly poisoned and stiffened from the inside, turning from a soft sponge into a rigid, calcified mass that chokes the urethra? What if some of the things you accept as age are actually preventable or reversible? I know that line of thought terrifies you: surgery, impotence, cancer. But the good news, the part you need to hear now, is that many men are experiencing nocturia and weak flow for reasons that aren't destiny. There are environmental and biologic contributors we can address. In my practice and in the literature I follow, a pattern is emerging. Tiny mineral and toxic deposits can build in prostate tissue over years. Deposits that make that sponge less sponge-like, more stone-like. The result is obstruction, incomplete emptying, and the all-too-familiar 3 a.m. wake-up. Think about the white crust that clogs your showerhead, the calcium, the scale. Now imagine a similar kind of deposition, on a microscopic scale, inside a delicate prostate sponge. Over time that tiny scale makes the tissue stiffer, less compliant, and far more likely to press on the urethra. That's why your stream thins. That's why you feel like you never fully empty. The urethra gets pinched not only by swelling but by tissue that has become rigid, and rigid tissue doesn't push back or relax the way a healthy gland does. So please, don't blame yourself. This is not moral failure. It's not a punishment for something you did. And because there's a specific physical process involved, there are specific things we can do about it. In the next section I'll explain the anatomy clearly, the sponge and the straw, and then we'll look at what may cause those deposits and what we can do to reverse the process. Okay, let's make the anatomy simple and visual. Picture the urethra, the little straw you pee through. It runs from your bladder, through the prostate, and out the penis. The prostate sits like a collar around that straw. Now imagine the prostate is not a hard lump but a soft sponge, a walnut-sized sponge that normally compresses and relaxes a little, makes a bit of fluid, and sits quietly in place. When it's soft and compliant, urine flows easily through the straw. When that sponge becomes inflamed, swollen, tense, or filled with deposits, it presses on the straw. Flow slows. The bladder must push harder. You feel like you never quite finish. And at night, when your bladder volume crosses that lower threshold, the urge wakes you repeatedly. There are two mechanical problems that create symptoms. One is swelling, soft tissue inflammation. The other is stiffening, loss of compliance. Swelling alone can pinch the straw, but stiffening, when the tissue becomes rigid, prevents the prostate from giving at all. That combination can be brutally effective at robbing you of a strong stream. Doctors call deposits in the prostate prostatic calculi, or prostate calcifications. They're surprisingly common, often found incidentally on imaging, and they form in areas where prostatic secretions stagnate or where inflammation has been ongoing. Think of tiny mineralized cores, like microscopic limescale, forming where fluid can't flow freely. In the prostate, blocked ducts, chronically inflamed regions, or repeated infections create the perfect microenvironment for these deposits to grow. Over years, multiple small deposits can make the gland less compressible, more stone-like. Here's the clinically important point. While many prostatic calcifications are harmless, a growing body of evidence shows they can be linked with chronic inflammation and lower urinary tract symptoms in some men. Where they're large, numerous, or positioned to obstruct ducts, they can contribute to pain, infection, and obstruction. At night your bladder fills more, you're drinking less, but the threshold for the urge is lower, and your body's normal reflexes change while you sleep. A partially obstructed urethra that you can tolerate in daytime can trigger repeated awakenings when small increases in pressure are felt. That's why men suddenly wake 3 to 4 times at night even though their daytime voiding seems okay. Worse, inflammation and deposits feed each other. Chronic inflammation promotes secretion stasis and debris trapping. Debris and small calculi promote further inflammation and can harbor bacteria. This creates a self-sustaining cycle. Inflammation right-pointing arrow stasis right-pointing arrow calcification right-pointing arrow more inflammation, and the prostate becomes less forgiving mechanically. Some men ask, is this caused by what's in my water, hard water, minerals, heavy metals? That question is understandable, and the showerhead limescale image is a powerful metaphor, but the science is mixed. Reviews show prostatic calcification is primarily linked to ductal obstruction and chronic inflammation, while population studies about water hardness and prostate disease are inconsistent and sometimes contradictory. We need careful language here. Environmental mineral exposure is a plausible contributor, but it's not proven as a single cause. What matters most for you right now is this. Your symptoms come from mechanical obstruction, swelling plus stiffness, and biology. Inflammation. Sometimes bacteria, not moral failure. Because the process is physical and biochemical, it gives us targets. Reduce inflammation, promote drainage and secretion flow, and, where appropriate, address mineralized deposits and the factors that allow them to form. In the next section I'll explain why standard, dry, pills like generic saw palmetto often fall short, and why a targeted liquid protocol that supports decalcification, antioxidant defense, and gentle detox makes mechanistic sense, especially for men with suspected calcification. I'll show the clinical rationale and practical protocol so you can sleep through the night again. Now let's talk about a controversial idea, one most urologists don't spend time discussing with patients. Not because it's crazy, but because it's inconvenient. The role of mineral overload and calcification in prostate stiffness. Walk into your bathroom. Look at your showerhead. See that white, crusty buildup? That's limescale, calcium and mineral deposits left behind by hard water. Now here's the important distinction. Your body regulates calcium very tightly. It's not as simple as, drink hard water and turn to stone. But under conditions of chronic inflammation, stagnant secretions, and oxidative stress, tissues can accumulate microscopic mineral deposits. When prostate ducts don't drain efficiently, whether due to inflammation, infection, hormonal shifts, or poor circulation, tiny protein plugs can form. Over time, minerals can bind to that debris. That's how prostatic calculi develop. Not overnight. Over years. In areas with high mineral content in water, especially high calcium and magnesium, total mineral exposure increases. Most men handle this fine. But in a prostate already inflamed or congested, excess mineral load may add fuel to the deposition process. It's not the sole cause. It's a contributor. Here's what matters mechanically. A calcified prostate is a less flexible prostate. And flexibility is everything. A healthy gland has give. A calcified gland behaves more like a pebble embedded in soft tissue. This is why so many men tell me, I tried saw palmetto. Nothing happened. Most over-the-counter capsules target mild hormonal swelling. But they don't address tissue stiffness or mineralized deposits. You can't soften a stone with a dry capsule alone. Add another layer. Oxidative stress and trace heavy metals. Research shows that inflamed prostate tissue often contains elevated oxidative markers. Oxidative stress changes how tissues handle minerals, and it promotes fibrosis and stiffness. So the cycle becomes clear. Inflammation slows drainage. Slowed drainage promotes debris. Debris binds minerals. Minerals increase stiffness. Stiffness worsens obstruction. Obstruction increases inflammation. And you're awake at 3 a.m. again. Now listen carefully. Calcification does not mean cancer. It does not mean you are doomed. It means there is a mechanical and biochemical process happening, and processes can be influenced. If stiffness and mineral buildup are part of the problem, then the solution isn't just shrinking the prostate. It's restoring softness, supporting detox pathways, improving drainage, and reducing oxidative stress. In the next section, I'll show you why liquid botanical delivery, especially with iodine and specific trace nutrients, may make sense mechanistically. Alright. Now we move from problem to protocol. If stiffness, inflammation, oxidative stress, and mineral deposits are part of what's choking that straw, then we need a strategy that addresses all four. First, let's be clear. There is no magic overnight fix. Anyone promising instant prostate shrinkage is selling fantasy. But there is a biologically intelligent approach that supports tissue softness, mineral balance, and healthy urinary flow. Most men rely on dry capsules, saw palmetto, beta-sitosterol, random blends. These may help mild hormonal enlargement. But they don't address tissue stiffness or calcified deposits effectively. And many are poorly absorbed. If we're dealing with stiffness and mineral accumulation, we need something different. A liquid delivery system that absorbs rapidly, circulates efficiently, and supports the body's natural detox and mineral regulation pathways. One nutrient that deserves attention is iodine, especially from natural sea sources like kelp. Iodine plays roles in glandular health and antioxidant defense. Some evidence suggests adequate iodine supports tissue detoxification and healthy endocrine signaling. In a calcification context, it may support the body's ability to regulate abnormal mineral deposition. Combine iodine with targeted botanicals that support urinary flow, antioxidant protection, and inflammation balance. And now you're addressing multiple angles at once: softness, circulation, oxidative stress, and mineral regulation. That's the logic behind a liquid dropper protocol like ProstaDine. It's formulated as a concentrated liquid rather than a dry capsule. Because it's liquid, absorption begins rapidly, and the ingredients circulate without waiting for heavy digestion. The goal isn't to melt rocks overnight. The goal is to support the body's own processes, reduce inflammatory signaling, improve drainage, enhance antioxidant status, and gradually support mineral balance in prostate tissue. Men who approach this correctly don't look for a miracle in 48 hours. They look for progressive change: fewer nighttime trips, stronger stream, less urgency, deeper sleep over weeks, not days. And here's what I love most: when men sleep through the night again, everything changes. Testosterone improves. Mood improves. Blood pressure stabilizes. Energy returns. It's not just about peeing. It's about reclaiming your vitality. In the final section, I'll give you the daily habits that amplify this protocol, including the one simple water change that may reduce ongoing mineral stress. Alright, let's bring this home. Whether you choose a liquid protocol or not, there are foundational habits every man over 50 should implement immediately if he wants better prostate health and deeper sleep. Habit number 1. Stop drinking unfiltered tap water if you live in a hard water area. Use a high-quality carbon or reverse osmosis filter. Not because water alone causes prostate problems, but because lowering excess mineral exposure reduces one possible contributor to tissue deposition over decades. Habit 2. Move your body daily. Walking 20 to 30 minutes improves pelvic circulation. Sitting for long hours reduces blood flow to the prostate. Circulation matters for drainage and inflammation control. Habit 3. Reduce systemic inflammation. That means lowering sugar intake, prioritizing omega-3 fats, sleeping consistently, and managing stress. Remember, inflammation feeds stiffness. Habit 4. Ensure proper mineral balance. Magnesium intake is often low and plays a role in calcium regulation. Discuss this with your physician before supplementing, especially if you have kidney or heart conditions. When you combine better hydration, improved circulation, reduced inflammation, and targeted glandular support, something powerful happens. The sponge begins behaving more like a sponge again. Instead of waking at 3 a.m. in frustration, you wake at 6:30 rested. Clear-headed. Energized. That's not just better urination. That's restored masculinity, vitality, and confidence. If this resonates with you, and you're ready to approach your prostate intelligently instead of fearfully, check the link in the description for the ProstaDine liquid protocol. Learn how to support mineral balance, reduce inflammation, and reclaim your sleep. You are not broken. You are not just old. your body is responding to biology. And biology can be supported. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. If you have severe urinary retention, blood in urine, fever, prostate cancer concerns, thyroid disorders, kidney disease, or are taking medications, consult your physician or urologist before starting any supplement or protocol. Prostate symptoms can have multiple causes, and proper evaluation is essential.